Free energy is falling from the sky every single day, yet most residential roofs look exactly like this. The reason is simple. The upfront cost of brand new solar panels is incredibly prohibitive for the average person trying to go off-grid. But there is a secondary market. If you know where to look, you can find massive discounts on heavily used solar panels, scavenged and liquidated from older industrial solar farms. Which brings up an obvious question. Are these dirt-cheap secondhand panels a brilliant financial hack, or are you just buying someone else's garbage? To find out, I bought the absolute cheapest used panels I could find on the internet, and we are going to put them through a rigorous physical stress test. We have to ignore the seller's pitch entirely. The only way to find out what these old panels are actually worth is to measure their real-world electrical output. The freight truck dropped off our pallet of budget panels this morning. Before we even think about hauling these up a ladder and bolting them to a roof, we have to bench test the hardware. The first step is checking the back of the panel for the original manufacturer's sticker. This tells us the rated power, the baseline wattage this unit was guaranteed to produce from the factory. Ours says 250 watts. Next, we set up our wiring. We connect the positive and negative leads from the panel into an MPPT, or Maximum Power Point Tracking Controller. This device manages the voltage, keeping the flow stable as sunlight fluctuates. Finally, with the panel sitting in optimal, direct noon sunlight, we wire a digital watt meter between that MPPT controller and our battery. This meter shows us exactly what the panel is producing right now. And as you can see, the reading drops fast, settling far below that 250-watt factory promise, down to about 190 watts. That discrepancy is the entire catch. The actual measured output is significantly lower than the sticker wattage, leaving us with hardware that simply cannot deliver on its original promise. Solar panels are solid-state technology. There are no moving parts, no gears to grind down, and no fluids to leak. So why exactly does a rigid sheet of glass and silicon lose so much power generation capacity over time? The answer is efficiency degradation. It is an unavoidable physical reality for any solar hardware exposed to the elements year after year. This diagram shows the first major culprit, constant ultraviolet radiation. Over thousands of days in direct sunlight, UV rays hit the protective encapsulation layers of the panel, slowly snapping and dissolving the internal chemical bonds that hold those layers together. Then there is continuous thermal cycling. This is the physical stress of expanding as the panel bakes in the daytime heat, and then rapidly contracting in the freezing night temperatures. As this visual demonstrates, that endless cycle of expanding and shrinking eventually causes microscopic fractures to form across the rigid silicon cells. These tiny cracks physically block the path of the electrical currents trying to pass through. Keep in mind, these specific units spent decades baking in fields and harsh industrial environments before they were ever boxed up and resold to us. This dirt-cheap price tag reflects the invisible, irreversible wear and tear occurring inside the silicon itself. Now that we understand the physics of the degradation, we need to do the financial math. How does this loss of efficiency actually impact your wallet over a decade of use? Looking at this chart, the immediate upside is obvious. Buying these secondhand panels cost us 70% less upfront than if we had purchased brand new factory-sealed units. But we have to weigh those initial savings directly against the daily performance deficit we just measured. Our used panels are falling 20% short of the daily energy yield we actually need to run our system. Over a 10 to 20-year lifespan, that daily 20% deficit compounds. If missing that power forces you to constantly buy grid electricity or burn fuel in a gas generator to make up the difference, the cumulative cost of that lost energy will quickly eclipse whatever money you saved on day one. So if you are buying used, you have to inspect the hardware in person. Look for physical red flags like yellowing on the backing or water spots beneath the glass, and never hand over cash until you test them with a watt meter in the sun. As for my specific batch of scavenged panels, the 190 watts they produce is enough for my specific low-draw shed setup, so they are going on the roof. Utilizing secondhand sun is a highly viable budget strategy, provided you do the math. You must design your battery banks and power loads around the actual tested data of today, rather than relying on the ghost of the factory sticker.